For number 2, we can use addition rule of derivative, which means if we have u of x plus v of x, when we do the derivative for this, you just need to do u derivative. Then you do the v derivative. Then that's it. Now let's go back to number 2. For this function, first of all, remember you have to turn into single power. Therefore, f of x equals 1 over 3. That's coefficient x to the negative 6 power minus x to the 4th power plus 5x to the 3rd power minus 6x squared minus x plus 4. Then the derivative equals, remember, drop down minus 1. So this a times nx to the n minus 1's power. For derivative for x will be 1. Derivative for constant number is 0. Therefore, you will get 1 over 3. Negative 6 drop down minus 1 will be negative 7. Minus 4 drop down, you will get the x to the 3rd power. Plus, working on this, 5 times 3 drop down, x squared. So for negative 6x squared, negative 6 is a coefficient, times 2, x to the 1st power. For negative x will be negative 1 plus 0. Then we organize. You will get reduce, here's a negative 2. Negative 2x to the negative 7th power. We change this negative exponents to the positive exponents, doing this negative 2 over x to the 7th power. So we do negative 2 over x to the 7th power minus 4x third plus 15x squared minus 12x minus 1. That's for A. For B, f prime of negative 1. We substitute the negative 1 into function. You will get we know the negative 1 to the eventh power equals 1. If we do the odd power, like 3, 5, 7, and you will get the negative 1. So, do the negative 7th power, that will be negative 1. So, negative 2, negative 1, minus 4 times negative 1, because 3rd power will be negative 1, plus 15 times 1, square, you will get the positive 1, minus 12 times negative 1, then minus 1. So we organize, you will get the 2 plus 4 plus 15 plus 12 minus 1. Your answer will be 32. And interpret it. Interpret this derivative. We know the derivative means gradient of a tangent line. Therefore, you could say the gradient of a tangent line of the curve at x equals negative 1 is 32. Now let's go to number 3. The first step, remember single power, so I can write down y equals 1 over 2 x to the negative 3rd power minus 3 times x to the negative 1st power minus 6x plus 3. Therefore, for f prime of x, we assume this is f of x. Therefore, for f prime of x, that derivative, we know the formula is drop down the exponents, then -1. So for first term, 1/2 coefficient, drop down the exponents -1, it will be -4. -3 times -1 x to the -2nd power. -6, remember x derivative is 1, so times 1. Constant will be 0. Here's the root derivative for constant number equals 0. Now we organize. You will get the -3/2 x to the -4th power. This negative exponents cannot be final root, so we go to denominator, 4th power. Negative will be a positive, so plus 3/x squared. Still, negative exponents cannot be final answer. Then -6. For B, find the f prime of 1. So substitute 1 into this derivative function. So we get -3/2 times 1 to the 4th power plus 3/1 squared minus 6. You will get -3/2 plus 3 minus 6. Therefore, you will get -9/2. Interpret this value, which means the gradient of tangent line of the curve at x equals 1 is -9/2.